Hello and welcome to episode. What episode? I've
Oh,
forgotten.
I have no
Six?
idea.
It must be
Uh,
six, aren't it? Not that many.
yeah.
We said we'd do a lot. Well, when we first started, we thought we'd be doing a lot more, but stuff has hit us, I guess. Well, episode number six. Yeah, weird times we're in. We've got a very makeshift, unconventional setup right now.
I ignore my wall. I just took off the wallpaper. Just ignore it. It's
I was
fine.
going to say, what have you been doing? What have you been doing
Oh,
to keep
nothing,
yourself
nothing,
occupied
nothing.
during the old
No,
lockdown?
it's just the wall. It's just the wall, right? Nothing naughty like that.
Kind of just. I said it
What?
looks like an Anderson shelter.
I like Morrison showers.
It looks kind of green and scratched on the cam.
Yeah, it is green. It's pretty green.
Anyway, so today, it's just me and David chilling. We're going to be doing. I thought it'd be relevant to talk about a bit of social media on the old
Yeah.
waffle time. Waffle about a bit of the socials because, due to like this whole lockdown business, it's kind of gone through the roof. The amount of like activity on social media and stuff, like especially certain apps, which we'll get into, have completely blown up. Uh, I was thinking we could do like a tier list or just rate each social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you reckon? Yeah. Okay. Right then. Let's start with Twitter because I don't really use Twitter, but
I
you do.
probably I use it the most out of all of them.
You are a heavy Twitter guy. Talk me through it. Talk me through. If I was some alien and I didn't know what Twitter was, what describe to me what Twitter is?
Uh, Basically, you just tweet whatever you like. There's lots of different types of Twitter. Like there's football Twitter, and there's like
That's
big,
what you do, isn't it? You do football
yeah,
stuff.
big politics sides, which yeah, it's not
You're
really,
not you're not touching on
it's
politics.
not really about pictures. It's just tweet whatever on your mind.
Yeah. So on average, if you were a active Twitter user, how many tweets would you put out a day? Do you reckon?
Uh, well, it depends really. Uh, can be anywhere from like if there's a game, I put like depends what if it's pretty eventful, could put out like 10, or
Okay,
sometimes
fair
it's
enough.
none. That just depends on what's going on that day.
Right. What about Twitter gives it an advantage over other social medias? Do you reckon?
Uh, Not sure. Cause it's
Like, what
still
can you do on Twitter that you can't really do on like Instagram or Snapchat or any of the
uh
others?
you can't like some people do, but you can't like stories. You can't put like 20 bloody pictures a day on your story.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think with Twitter, I don't really use it, but from what I've seen, it's much more conversation based.
yeah,
It's pretty much you just start a debate
yeah.
and you can get a lot of
It's
people
just a
that
big open.
join the debate.
Yeah,
I like that about it. You get a lot of like funny conversations off of Twitter.
yeah.
Um, anything else about Twitter really? Anything?
Uh,
What's the best thing you've ever seen on Twitter?
best thing I've ever seen on
Like
Twitter.
like maybe weird conversations or stuff, something like that. Have you ever seen like beef? Because you can get beef on Twitter, can't you? Like
Yeah,
why?
it can get pretty viral as well.
Mm. Everyone's really opinionated, I think, on Twitter
Yeah,
most of the time.
there's certain
Okay,
big TV celebrities that get a bit. Uh,
big for the boots.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so if we were let's rate it now. So we say out of 10. Out of 10, what would you give Twitter?
a good 7.5.
That's quite high. I'm I don't really use it, so it's hard for me to give a score. But
Yeah,
I'd probably go for maybe a 6. I feel like if I did use it more, that'd definitely get pushed up because I could see myself getting quite into it. But yeah, a 6 for me and a 7.5 for you. Did you say?
7.5. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to another big boy. Snapchat.
Snapchat. Since I haven't used it that much since all of this came about.
What's your Snap score? Because mine's really low. Check. Do
Uh,
you know what yours is? Have you got a phone?
Mine's Hang on, let me
Mine's
check.
729. I don't use it that much. I don't really
Mine's definitely higher than
snap
yours.
a lot.
2,597.
See, you got like 4 times as much as me. But I just use it for conversations, really. And most of
What?
my conversations are on Instagram.
Some people's are like 60,000.
It's mad. No,
Yeah.
there's some with like 300k.
Yeah, it's
People
mad.
are mad. I don't know how the point system works either. Like, how do you get
It's
points?
just you can't get points if you just have a normal conversation. But it's like sending photos and
Oh, that's why I've got
yeah.
no points then. That's all because that's all I do.
Yeah.
That's literally all I do. Okay, so Snapchat. What are some of the advantages of Snapchat? It's quite unique. Well, it was quite unique before Instagram kind of copied them, but
Yeah.
I think it was the first kind of thing where you could
It's for stories.
temporarily send someone like a
Yeah.
picture for 24 hours or whatever, and it would delete that. That was quite a unique thing at the time. Obviously now you can pretty much do it on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Other things about Twitter, you can do calls on Twitter, right? Twitter,
Cool.
Snapchat. You can do calls on Snapchat. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
But you
You're
can do
correct.
calls on most things, like
Yeah. Apart from Twitter.
apart from Twitter. There you go then. No Twitter. Can you do it on Facebook? Can you do calls? On
Yeah. Yeah. Facebook Messenger.
Okay, so Twitter just needs to get their calls. They need to get their call
Nah.
game.
Nah. I don't.
They don't- no,
I
no.
don't. I don't want Twitter to go into like stories and all of that. I hope they don't.
Oh my! They're all just going to merge into the same thing, aren't?
Yeah.
Okay, so Snapchat then. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say other than it pretty much just have normal conversations about it. Oh, you've got the whole Bitmoji stuff on Snapchat.
It's
That's
just a
kind of
big gimmick.
unique, but
Yeah.
it's not great, is it?
It's basically
Sorry.
Instagram without the whole posting pictures.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much anything Snapchat can, Instagram can. What am I trying to say? Anything Snapchat can do, Instagram can do better, I think.
Yeah.
But that's my personal opinion. So that would lead me to say that although I use Snapchat and I quite enjoy having conversations on Snapchat, I wouldn't choose to have a conversation on Snapchat over another social media. However, I still think it's all right. So I'd probably give it higher than Twitter because I use it. I'd probably give it a 7. Snapchat gets a 7.
I'll probably give it a 6. 6.
A 6. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. One thing we need to say about Snapchat is there's pretty much no filter. I feel like Instagram is much cleaner than Snapchat. You can find a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
weird stuff on. Thing we found in like that guy.
Oh, we don't talk about that. We definitely do
Honestly,
not talk about that.
some things on Snapchat no one should ever should see. Like it's vile. Okay, so mine was a 7. Yours was a 6. Let's move on to quite a new one that's a class as a social media. I guess it isn't really, but I said Zoom. I think we should talk about Zoom because
Is it a social media?
that not really, but it's just internet stuff. I guess we sound like boomers, but it's on the internet. I think we should talk about it. It's blown up recently because of everyone in lockdown and stuff like that. I think loads of people are using it for meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's quite good.
It's mostly business based. You can get if you pay for it, you can get like unlimited people on one call.
Do you have to pay for it?
You don't have to pay for it until you get to a certain amount of people. So I think it's up to like 50 people. Then you have to pay for it.
Is there a limit on how long you can use it?
Yeah, you have to pay for longer than like an hour, I think.
Okay, you've used it, haven't you?
Yeah.
What do you think? Does it run smooth?
Yeah. It's good.
That didn't sound very confident.
It's like if you're like the administrator, you can like put people into groups and stuff like that, which is quite good. And you can like yeah.
That's quite a cool concept.
Yeah.
I heard you can put filters on yourself to make you look better. I think I could
haven't seen that.
definitely use a bit of that with me. I look really white on
haven't
this.
seen that.
I basically blend in with the background. Like crazy. Let's hope the sun doesn't go down either. Okay, so Zoom. I haven't used it. Actually, I have briefly, but I'll give it a 5. I feel like it's got potential. It's definitely going up
Yeah,
the scales rather than
go at
down the scales.
5.5, 5.5.
Decent, decent, decent.
Yeah.
Right, next one. Again, it's not really a social media. Well, it kind of is. I said YouTube. I put YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, I class it social media. Yeah,
I love YouTube. YouTube. What would we do without YouTube?
I watch a lot of
Like,
YouTube.
in fact, let's see how much you go onto your average
Oh, we did this the other
amount
day.
because yeah, you showed me the other day and it was not
This is,
good for you.
to be fair, I use it more than anything. If you added
Uh,
your Netflix into that, it'd probably even out. Let me not lie.
I haven't been watching much Netflix recently, but yeah, it's probably another hour or yeah, probably another hour. So my daily average is 1 hour 43. What's yours?
Mine's 5 hours and 53 minutes.
Like that is just
But the thing
mental.
is, I'll be playing like FIFA and listen to podcasts on YouTube, but I watch it on YouTube as well. So I could be playing FIFA for like 2 hours while listening to 2 hour podcast. So
What podcast you listen to on YouTube? I always listen on Spotify. I
I
don't need to look at.
now I just listen to it on YouTube.
Okay, but no reason. You just prefer looking at it.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough. So YouTube. Obviously it is money making for a lot of people. A lot of people are
yeah,
getting very rich off YouTube. And there was a time, probably I'd say about 10 years ago now, where it first started. It's fairly new, really, if you think about it.
yeah.
It created a whole new like job for people. And it started slowly, but then all of a sudden everyone suddenly wanted to do YouTube. I remember like being in like year 7, everyone
Yeah.
in the start of secondary school wanted to do it. I can't say it went very well for me. But whatever, it's debatable. It's debatable. We got like 1.5k views on one of our videos, which wasn't bad. But yeah, I'm not gonna say the name because yeah. Uh, but yeah, I enjoy YouTube thoroughly. I think it's a great platform, and you get a lot of good stuff on YouTube. I think
Yeah,
you don't really see
there's
much
stuff for
bad
everyone.
stuff.
Uh, it just
If you
depends.
try to, you could
Yeah,
probably find some
yeah.
weird stuff on there. But generally speaking, you don't really get much. One thing that used to annoy me about YouTube is the ads. Ads really annoy me. But get
Well,
premium, your life sorted, mate. Your life sorted.
to be fair, ads I don't really recognize it there. So you play it for 10 seconds and it's gone. It's just when it gets
Fair enough.
repetitive. But the weird thing is, I could type in on Google or something, and that's the advert. I forgot what I typed in earlier on Google, but that was my YouTube ad. Like
Oh
my
yeah, do you
YouTube,
mean
yeah,
like it's weird because they
personalized
suggest things
adverts.
that they
Yeah,
know you're. It's weird stuff like
yeah.
that. It's so weird. Like there's definitely people like looking at us and seeing what we like. Okay, so
People
rating
pay for your
YouTube
data.
then. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. That's
Yeah.
mad. That is mad. Like a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
You just got to trust people not to sell it. What would you rate YouTube out of 10 then?
I didn't think about YouTube when I gave my Twitter rating, so I said that was the best, but now YouTube's the best. I'll probably give YouTube a solid 9.
I'd give it a 9 as well. I'd be inclined to agree with you there. So far, YouTube is the highest one on the list. Next, we are going to go for a bit of a stinker, in my opinion. Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook really annoys me. Really annoys me. I've not I stopped. I didn't want to use it for a long period of my life. Like until like 2 years ago, I refused to use it because it just never really appealed to me. But then I downloaded it once because I needed to get some photos from somewhere, from like my family's account or something like that. And I literally installed it once. I still had like no friends. I accidentally added like 10 old people without even realizing, and it was. And then all of a sudden, I just got floods of notifications for like the next week. I tried to deactivate my Facebook account. They weren't having it. They just kept sending me bloody notifications from Sally down the road. I
Oh
don't really
dear.
care, to be honest. It was a nightmare. I could not get rid of the bloody thing. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Facebook. I don't really know what it's good for. Do you have any idea?
It's not really for our generation, really. I think.
Yeah, you get a lot of older people
Yeah.
to be on the safe side of things using it.
Yeah.
I think it is just an older version of Instagram.
Yeah. Post things.
It's kind of a hybrid between Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. I see that now. Yeah.
You can kind of like post pictures, but then you can also like just put comments, I think.
Yeah.
We actually sound like what I sound like. I know
I do not
nothing
know how to
about
use
anything.
Facebook.
Facebook confuses me so much. Now we know how they feel about like the Snapchats and stuff. Facebook for me, I'm gonna give it a. It's got to be a 2. It's a stinker. It really is.
Facebook gets a 4.
A 4. That's generous. Fair enough. Uh, actually no, I'm gonna bump mine up to a 3 because
Ooh.
of the games. I used to play the games on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
It never made sense why they had games on there, but they did, and I used to
It was
enjoy them.
just so you can play with friends.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay. So Facebook's a 3 for me, a 4 for you. Next on here is Spotify. Again, it's not a social media, but don't do that face, all right? I know it's not. I know it's not social media, but it's an app, all right. If I tell you, yeah, okay. Anyway, Spotify. What do you think? What are your opinions on Spotify?
I mean, use it like. I haven't used it much recently, but yeah, it's good.
I use it every day.
Yeah,
Literally every day.
just
I'm always listening to stuff on Spotify, podcasts, music, a lot.
I just use it without realizing.
What do you use it for? Music.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't have Spotify, we'd have no platform to upload our beautiful.
There's more Apple Podcasts, Podcast
Oh,
Connect.
who watches us? Oh dear, that would be a shambles. That would. I'm thankful for Spotify. I appreciate you, Spotify, and for that, I'm going to give, even though it's not social media, I'm going to give it a 7.5 from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I could 7.
You agree with me? 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the last one I have on here is the main event, Instagram. In my opinion, it's the main event. I love it. I think it's great. Although there are definitely downsides. But talk to me. What are your opinions?
It's probably the most popular. Is it?
It's just solid. I
Yeah.
think they've both got like over 100 mil downloads. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, they've both got similar downloads. 1 billion downloads. 1+ billion downloads. So they're both over there, Snapchat and Instagram. They're the main competitors, I'm pretty sure, aren't they?
Yeah.
Definitely up there. But then I didn't realise that Facebook actually own Instagram.
Oh yeah, they bought them ages ago.
That's mad to me. I would have thought that Instagram would make way more money than Facebook, but
Mark Zuckerberg.
weird. Yeah, he's pretty rich actually, isn't he? Thinking about it. The thing is with Instagram, I like it because it's simple. You can post the stories that you want to maybe put on Snapchat. You can put that on Instagram, no problem, easy. There's loads of like add-ons you can put on there. Just the basic post, basic like bio. I think it's pretty easy to pick up. The one thing, yeah, I was gonna say, like the algorithm on it is a bit weird. Sometimes you get some random stuff in like your search or your recommended. That annoys me a little bit. And also once you click on like one thing, your whole like Discover just fills with it. Like, say if you clicked on one thing about like, for me it'd be Arsenal. My whole like Discover would just be full of Arsenal stuff.
Mine's also full of United stuff.
So yeah, I wish they would kind of like change it up a little bit, but I'm sure they've got things working on that. We'll cut it short for Instagram. I'm gonna give it a. Oh, is it higher than YouTube? I'll give it a par on YouTube. So I'll say 9.
I'll give it a 7.5.
That's low, actually. I think that's quite low. What do you give Snapchat?
6.
can't even remember. I think that's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, moving on. It's slightly different to social media, but I guess it's kind of in the same umbrella. So like show companies like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and recently Disney Plus. Which
Yeah.
one do you want to talk about first?
Netflix.
Yep, sure. What are your opinions on Netflix?
Oh, it's just solid. They've got stuff for everyone. There's
When did Netflix first like start up?
2010, I want to say 2011.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was much like um later than that.
No.
It
Quite a
blew
while.
up really
Yeah.
quickly though, didn't it? Like it went from like nothing to like everyone was watching Netflix really quick. There just wasn't anything like it when it first came out. I think
No, it was the only thing. Yeah.
how they pulled it, how they got so many like movies and series and stuff. They've developed massively from the start. Like they started off with quite like not many videos and not many movies, and now they're making like some of the best series in the world. What do you reckon? What series did you like on Netflix?
The same. On my block, it's good. On my block's very good. There's Sunderland Till I Die.
You watched that?
Yeah.
Is it good? I was thinking about watching.
It was
that.
good. Yeah. It was.
Fair enough. What about some of the like classics? What are the first like couple of Netflix series you watched?
Stranger Things. It's probably
Oh,
one of the first
classic.
ones. Yeah.
That is a classic. Absolute classic. Love Stranger Things.
It's definitely one of the first ones that they probably made, actually.
One of my favorites that I could never get you to watch quite fully. Peaky Blinders. Oh, that
This
show
doesn't
is
count as
amazing.
Netflix. Does not count as Netflix. Just because it's on that doesn't.
It's
mean
on
so.
Netflix, mate.
It's on Netflix, but they didn't make it.
Nah, but still, it's on Netflix. It's a series. Okay, I won't give Netflix the credit. I'll give who made it.
BBC.
BBC. I was thinking of something like that.
They're also bringing out a game this year.
Peaky Blinders game.
Yeah.
That's mental. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I rate that big time. There's loads of other shows I could go on for a long time about shows from Netflix, and they've also got some good movies actually, fairly
Can I
decent
talk
movies.
about the recent one that's blown up?
What, Tiger King?
Yeah.
You've not seen it though, have you?
Uh,
I don't want to spoil it.
kind of know what happens.
All I'm saying is you need to watch it. It is meant like there's
Yeah.
so many different like conversations evolving from it. Some people don't like the way it was filmed, portraying the tigers. Some people like the way it was filmed, portraying the tigers. But should I give it a summary? Oh, I can try my best.
I watched the first episode.
Okay, so I'll do like a brief summary that doesn't give anything away. So it's based around like tigers and exotic animals like bears, monkeys, stuff like that. And it's based on this well, a couple of main characters, but the main character that's blown up massively is Joe Exotic. He has a real name. I don't know what his real name is, but that's his like stage name, I guess, if you want to say that, or the Tiger King is what he referred to himself as. And he owned this like exotic. Is it a farm? Zoo. I'm an
yeah.
idiot. Farm. It's definitely not farm. Zoo. He owned this exotic zoo in, I want to say, Oklahoma. Do you know if that's
No,
factually correct?
I'm not sure.
I think it's some state like Oklahoma. Not that I'm grouping them. He owned a farm. I keep saying farm. Zoo there, full of exotic animals. I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, he got a lot of stick for by animal rights people, such as Carol Baskin. Dare I say her name? Everyone's blown up about Carol bloody Baskin. So she was a animal rights activist who owned a tiger sanctuary or something like that. Like it helped the tigers apparently, or something something like that. So there was a rivalry between those two. There was also another who was like bigger than them. They had a massive zoo. I think his name was like Doc Antle or something like that. He was on the True Geordie podcast a couple of days ago. And he's like the big boy of all the Tigers. And basically, there was loads of like side drama, and they all had beef with each other. And I won't spoil anything, but it is mad. There's a lot of like stories, and definitely watch it if you haven't already. So, yeah, wait. How many have you watched?
Just the first episode.
You definitely need to watch it. But yeah, right. Netflix then. You want to rate Netflix?
8.5.
Okay. It's hard. It's hard to group it, isn't it? Like, it's hard to compare it next to Instagram and stuff like that. I'd probably say I'd give it slightly less than YouTube. So I think I gave YouTube a 9. I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah.
Give it an 8.5. It's a very solid platform. So some of the less known or less popular, I think they're less like series platforms and movie platforms. You've got Amazon Prime. Do you watch any of the Amazon Prime?
The only thing I watch is the All or Nothing series and the Leeds series.
That sounds very interesting.
It's,
You don't seem very impressed.
It's basically Sunderland So I Die, but Leeds edition.
Fair enough. I don't really know what series they're known for. I've not heard like one series. That's like, that's big on Amazon Prime.
They have like Amazon originals, but it's mostly like they're made so popular, so it's like they put like films on there, it's basically just films.
Do they get fairly new films like
Yeah.
off the cinema?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say they're better at new films than Netflix?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Okay. So that's what they've got then.
You won't get Endgame on bloody Netflix unless you're in America. Get VPN.
Yeah. They're sick. America's Netflix is on steroids compared to England Netflix.
Might actually get a VPN if I get too bored.
We're not sponsored by VPN. I've seen so many ads. for VPN. Okay, Prime then. I'm gonna rate it a 5 just because
5's decent.
average for me. I don't really know much about it.
I actually am gonna watch something on Amazon Prime today. It's got Chadwick Boseman in it.
Chadwick Boseman. Oh,
Yeah.
decent.
And it's made
What's
by
it
the
called?
same
What's the series?
21 Bridges. It's like
Interesting. Not heard
a
of it.
thriller comedy. And it's written by the same people who write the Marvel series, the Ruffalo Brothers.
No,
What did I just say?
Gruffalo. Bit of the Gruffalo on Amazon. Well, enjoy. Disney Plus. It's a new one. Very new.
Disney.
Well, for us in England anyway, it's probably been out for a while in
I've
America.
been waiting since. I remember once in October I typed in when's Disney Plus coming out, and then it said the American thing, but I thought it was like the same for the whole world, and it was like November and sometime, and then it didn't come out, and I was like, what's going on? And I typed in when's it coming out in England, March the 21st. I had to wait like bloody 4 months.
No, you got finessed, mate. You got absolutely finessed.
It was worth it.
Yeah, I remember last podcast you were talking about it. You were like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch Disney Plus." Yeah, for me, I was a bit disappointed personally. I know you're gonna be angry at that, but
how can you be disappointed?
I got on it and I was like, the Disney originals really aren't that good. I watched The Mandalorian. That's about it, to be honest. That was amazing.
They're bringing out so much this year.
Hopefully, they better be, because right now my subscription is going out the window.
I watched all the Marvel films in a week, literally.
Yeah, but you love the Marvel. That's not thanks to Disney. That's thanks to Marvel, you know.
Who owned Marvel?
Yeah, but not. They didn't. They only just bought Marvel. Marvel did it without them.
Still.
All right, fair enough.
Where else do you have all the films?
You're rating Disney quite highly then.
Yeah. If it wasn't for them, I would pay £6 for every film on the Sky Store. So 6 times 20. That's like I'll pay 120 quid if I watch.
But then you've watched it all now. You've done it.
That's good.
Now what?
Let's watch Phineas and Ferb.
I love Phineas and Ferb. Do you know if the price ranges between the three like
Netflix is the most
changes?
expensive. Amazon Prime and Disney Plus are both $5.99, and
Isn't Netflix like 11.99 a month?
Netflix is $11.99 for 4 screens in 4K.
It's quite expensive, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but to be
I think
fair,
unless you get the family pack.
all of their uh like shows have a high production value, so they kind of need to up the
Yeah.
price.
It is true.
They got so many
Some of their
shows.
shows are
Yeah.
hella expensive. Yeah, it's pretty mental. Um, okay, so that rounds off the series. Oh, did we rank Disney Plus?
No,
Okay, go for it.
8.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna give it, as it stands, I'm gonna give it a 4, and that 4 is solely for Mandalorian.
Mad.
But it has potential. It definitely has potential, and I definitely
Mad.
think they're gonna up it. I'm gonna up my score once they release more, and we'll do
In
like
the
a part
next
2
year,
to
in the
this.
next year, there's 4 new Marvel series coming out. Just you wait.
Yeah, well, I will wait, and I'll up my score when it comes out. So there we go. We actually forgot massive social media that we didn't talk about. Do you know what it is?
Reddit.
Reddit. No. It's recently blown up a lot.
House Party.
No, like blown up a lot.
You are
Like seriously, a lot. Mate, you see it everywhere. You see them everywhere. You're done, mate.
I'm confused.
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you lead this TikTok's debate because
Good on the people who make TikToks.
really,
Well done. It's for some people and not for others.
it seems like it's for most people.
Yeah,
Everyone's loving it.
it's alright. It's good
I
in
see,
the
like-
it's good in a situation to make videos.
I see everyone, male, female, no matter
Yeah.
how old you are, everyone's watching it. It seems.
It's very popular at the moment.
Do you like it personally?
Nah.
Why not?
really. It's just not for me.
Fair enough. But there's like different types. It's not all
Yeah.
about. It's not about dancing and singing. You know, there's some funny ones.
The only reason I was going in there is to see, because like half the Premier League teams have an account, so
I don't actually own TikTok. Never have.
I have.
I've literally never installed it. I never want to install it. I only see it through like Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot of Instagram is filled by TikTok now, like on the suggested and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't really want to ever look at TikTok. To be honest, it's definitely not for me. I'm gonna give it a 0. In fact, if I could, I'd give it minus. I hate that platform a lot. Some very there's a lot of fake news on TikTok that can ruin someone's life. So yeah. Moving on from TikTok then, because no one's got time for that. I think we've covered most apps and social media and stuff like that. I want to end on a question,
Ooh.
quite a deep question. I want to ask you, and we can discuss it, whether you think the world is better off with social media or not.
Yes.
Explain.
Without social media, are we bringing in YouTube and all of that? Are we counting YouTube? And
Yeah.
the world is better off with social media.
Are you
It's
saying that
just-
solely because of YouTube?
And other things. It's good to communicate through videos and photos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it can have downsides to it.
Definitely. Do you wanna talk through some downsides? What's one of the major downsides? Social media.
Targeted abuse and stuff like that.
Right. What does that involve?
Twitter, I might put a photo up of. I might have my opinion. I might go like, I believe this player is better than this player," and this other person
Mhm.
would come in and call you a nonce for
Right.
absolutely no reason.
Okay. So it provides people with a platform to attack others,
Yeah,
like personally and individually.
yeah.
Would you then say it's all right to insult people as a whole, as long as you're not picking someone specifically?
What do you mean?
Like you've said that you used the phrase like targeted
Yeah,
attacks or whatever or something like that. So if it was non-targeted and you didn't aim your abuse at someone specifically, would you think that's still right on social media?
no. As
So
it,
you so
well, if you're are you talking about criticism? Because that's fine.
yeah, I think there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between abuse and voicing your opinion.
Yeah,
You can do one without doing the other.
yeah,
So you have to do it in a certain way. So if you used your example with Twitter and a player, I don't think there is a problem with voicing your opinion that you Rashford is better than Sterling, for example. If you then went and said that all Manchester City supporters are stupid because they think that Sterling's better, that then becomes abuse
yeah,
rather than just voicing your opinion, and that becomes intensified if you pick out a specific Manchester City supporter and tell them that they singularly are stupid because of
yeah.
their beliefs. So there's definitely a line between all that. And how do you think social media can try and stop that kind of thing?
They've tried to. There's always been like initiatives to try and stop it, but it always happens. You always
Mhm.
see it.
Stuff like filtering. So
Yeah,
they filter certain words now, don't they, on the posts and stuff like
yeah,
that. But yeah, I definitely think that there's some like abuse on social media that can definitely the world can definitely do without. However, yeah, and a lot of fake news on not just
yeah.
Instagram but all social medias. And once something like that gets out onto the internet, it spreads very quickly.
Some people get their actual news from social media, which
Yeah,
can't be
it's
right.
not reliable
It
at
it
all. It is really not reliable.
it's like from football to all the different types of things. Yeah,
I honestly think that um, facts and stuff like that they spread quicker on social media than mainstream news sometimes.
yeah,
If let's say someone on TikTok, like a viral TikTok person, like I don't know any to be honest, but someone that was really viral on TikTok put something that would spread so quickly just because of the sheer amount of people that are looking at that and reposting that or doing a different version of that just yeah, I think it spreads really quickly and most of the time it's to boost themselves as well. So yeah, interesting. I think. So tying that back into the original question, do you think that the world is better with or without social media?
I can't just say no.
Yeah,
No
this
for
is
some
hard, isn't
reason,
it?
yes for some reasons.
Okay, so we talked a lot about the negatives. What are some positives then? So communication, you
Communication,
touched on.
voicing your opinion.
Hmm.
Uh,
Just having fun as well. I think
yeah,
there's a lot of cool things you can do um, to just have fun with. To be honest, on social media. So I would agree with you in saying that yes and no. In some cases, the world is better with it, and some
yeah.
definitely not. We could definitely do without half the stuff on social media. With that said, I don't think it will ever stop. I don't think we'll ever get rid of it, and it will just keep growing and enhancing. I reckon. In in 10 years, where do you reckon social media will be?
Uh, well, definitely bigger. It's not definitely not going away. Uh,
Do you reckon it will come to a point where most people in the world will have social media? Because although a lot of people have it, like 1 billion plus, Do you think it will ever get to a point where maybe over 50% of the population have it, where
Yeah.
it's reaching countries, even third world countries like Africa and places like that?
Definitely.
Will there become a point where most people around the world will have it?
Yeah.
You think? How long? How long do you reckon it'll take?
20 years for most of the world. to
20
have
years.
social
Fair enough.
media.
Yeah, I could easily agree with you on that one. Okay, cool. Well then, I think we've done a lot of talking
Yeah.
about the subject. There's a lot to talk about, so we could definitely do
The
a
one.
second part
Yeah.
if they want. If you guys at home want, we've definitely got a lot of spare time on our hands, so we're more than happy to do more. With that said, I think we're all done here, aren't we?
Yep.
Anything you want to say?
No, that's
All
about
right,
it.
I'll let you sign us off then. I'll let you sign us off.
David MEFC21 on Twitter. Yeah.
Well, there, that's his plug off. Right, we'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Bye.